Hi friends! I get kind of bewildered by mountains. When I first moved out west, my familiar rolling hills, leafy green trees, and patchwork farmland broke open into this massive expanse of dizzying sky. I could sort of handle it. They told me about the sky. There was too much of it, but I figured it would kind of close back up again on the other side where all the people lived. But what I wasn't prepared for was the mountains. The first one we drove up pushed my 2001 Honda Civic to the absolute limits of its ability, and as we tilted upward and upward, I thought, I might very well die here if the car just decides to not and we go careening backwards off a cliff. I made it over the mountain, obviously, but from then on, they were always at the edges of my vision, reminding me that the world was too big for me. One thing you'll notice if you drive through the West is the giant letters on the sides of mountains. I saw them in Montana and Nevada, in Utah and Idaho, in Washington and Wyoming. I'd be driving and driving and there'd be nothing but huge piles of brown rocks, maybe patched with a little bit of greenish yellow grass or striped through with red. And then out of nowhere, there'd just be a giant L or an M or a B, a little higher than halfway up, painted onto the rocks. Look, they're like really everywhere. There's even a map. I spent a lot of time on those car trips Googling what those letters stood for, like if there was some kind of cool conspiracy theory scavenger hunt where I could find them all and figure out what they spelled. But most of the time it's just the first letter of the name of the town, or maybe the name of the university or high school or their mascot. Like, they're notable, but notable in the same kind of mundane way as maybe like the giant rock in front of my high school that everybody spray painted, or maybe in your family, the hotel lobby where your sister took her first steps when you guys went in to use the bathroom. There's our big rock. See, you can tell it's ours because we put a big letter on it. They kind of did this in Seattle too with Mount Rainier. Like, it's way too steep and snowy to stick a giant S on the side, but people refer to it in conversation like it was a coffee shop or a stop sign. It wasn't Mount Rainier, it was just the mountain. And it was less a giant geological feature than a way to tell the weather. Is the mountain out means, is today cloudy or clear? Can you see the mountain in the distance, or is it obscured by too much fog? There's even a Twitter account about it. And I know that there are people out there who appreciate mountains for their sheer size, like the kind of person who puts "let's go on adventures" in their Tinder bio. Loving the outdoors is one thing, but compared to where I'm from, your outdoors is like an entirely different planet. And I don't think I'm the only one who mountains still make me feel small and out of place, as if the rocks were just heaved up out of the earth right in front of me. And maybe that's why we stick letters on their sides, to claim them in relationship to ourselves, to put them on a human scale, make them small enough to look at without feeling dizzy. So tell me in comments how you deal with feeling small or out of place. If you like this video, you can subscribe. You can also find me at ItsRadishTime pretty much anywhere on the internet, and I will see you next week. Bye.